of it. So thank you for that question. That's basically what happened. And there's a part of the video. I was ahead of the game when I did this video. It's a little cartoon I did. I wanted to put together. It was so significant, and I heard it so many times in my life, my lifetime growing up. But I put a part in there where you'll see the lady in purple kind of comes in and goes back and forth. I don't know if it's spelling out what's happening, but the board would not work when my grandma would come in, Miss Lillian. It would not work. So every time she would come in, the eye, it's called the eye, the scribe with my little eye. It's made like a single eye. It's a third eye actually. I'll explain the Ouija board, but from a spiritual, a cultural spiritual perspective. But basically, the eye kept shaking the mechanism in falling. So at first, before I became initiated and really was able to delve deeply into spirituality from a broad perspective instead of like a spot on general perspective of my of the line that I come through. But I didn't get why it would not work when my grandma would come in. But at that point, what we realized, and I say we, the society that I study within, we realized that she had already, now get this, she had become a part of the, the faith that's not tradition for our culture. She had become a part of that. And what we have recognized is that the spirit board, they call it spirit board now, the name of it originally was Ouija, Ouija board, which is a old world language. But she'd already become a part of a spiritual system that was not customary for our culture. And we believe that when the ancestors did not want to come through when she was in the room, because she had already established her soul connection to something that was unnatural for the line, the bloodline, in all honesty. So that's why the board wouldn't work. That's what we assessed, and that's what we come to find out, is that it wouldn't work. Because the soul was disconnected in many ways. Wonderful woman, God rest her soul. Lillian was a wonderful woman, great entrepreneur. She was an excellent part of the society, what we call the kingdom and queendom, from the society we grew up in, and in the strong connection with politics, education, the various levels, even in just the artisans, the artisans as they call them, within the community, the butchers, the bakers, the candlestick makers, those who were served, civil servant workers, and you name it. We were a part of it within the society and community that I come from. But when she went into this particular agreement that is outside of the normal cultural, divine spiritual connection that we had, those ancestors that we believe the bloodline came through that eye of the spirit board, they just kept on refusing to answer with her in the room. That's the summation we have, and it's solid. So I just wanted to explain that, and as we talk about sacred soul and connecting with sacred soul, that's going to be important in just a moment here when I talk about it a little more. But that's it. That's the long and short of it. So thank you for mentioning that little video I did. That's what. If you have any other questions, please come to one of the lives. Just keep looking back here on the videos. You'll in the platform, the BMA platform for the lives coming up. We can answer all questions for you there. All right. What's our next question? Fourth quarter. Okay, they were asking me about one video I did, and I talked about the fourth quarter. I might have just mentioned it. That's a good question. The fourth quarter has to do with the seasons. I want to get into the seasons. I want to get into it a little later. But the seasons, when we talk about spring, summer, autumn, fall, and winter, fourth quarter would be the winter season. That's how it's split up when you within astrology. So we first, second, third, and fourth quarter. And it also gets into the ancient texts. It gets into talking about the four horses of the apocalypse, what they're calling the apocalypse. But it's just I don't know, it's a sensationalism. I'm just going to have to put that out there. But the sensationalism is that it's supposed to be a great ending, but it's also this big ending, rather, but it's also a beginning, a great beginning for many people, which is the seasons. When it talks about the solstices as well as the equinox. So the equinoxes will be, of course, spring equinox, and then you get a summer solstice, then you get a fall equinox, and then a winter solstice. So the fourth quarter is the winter season. And we're going to get more into that and with the work that we're doing on the BMA platform. Very excited about it. All right, I like these questions. Interview High Priestess. Thank you